Hi guys, happy Sunday. So today, Spirit really wanted me to share with you a story in the Bible. So it's it's on 2 Kings, verse 4, and it's called the widow's olive oil. So for me, I consider myself a widow, honestly. I think most single moms consider or if you ever were a single mom, I'm not really a single mom anymore, but if you ever were a single mom, you kind of have that same feeling of you're doing things on your own. And so it's essentially the same spirit. You experience the same type of grief having to deal with children on your own, and the vanishing of your spouse not being in the picture, and you having to figure out how you will survive, how you will provide for your children. If you've ever been there, I feel like that is the same concept of what a widow goes through, even if the father is still alive but they're absent. Nonetheless, moving forward with the story. So like I said, this really hits home for me when I was reading this, and I wish I would have read this back in the day when I was truthfully that single mom having to provide for my kids on my own. I still provide for my kids, but they don't live with me anymore. But for years, at least an entire decade, I had to provide for them. And I lived in fight or flight mode. My nervous system was always just super dysregulated because of my survival mode instinct. So I believed in God, but I didn't know who I was at the core of my soul. I didn't know who I was, which is why I'm in a mission to help people, help girls be able to identify who they are at the core of their heart, being one with their mind, body, and soul. So nonetheless, fast forward to this story. In the story, the mom was really, really worried because she didn't know how she was going to provide for her children. And the father, not only was he absent now, but may his soul rest in peace, but he left a lot of debt behind. And so because he had a lot of debt, the collectors were going to come take her children and take them as slaves. And because that way that they can repay the father's dues. And so the mom was really worried, and she was like, Elisha was a prophet or a disciple of God. So he was a miracle worker through God, because I've been telling you guys, the power of the living God lives within us. So we can do our own miracles. And so in this story, he tells the woman, he says, okay, I will help you. Go and gather all of the empty containers of olive oil. And I'm going to give you olive oil. He made olive oil appear. So she's like, okay, well, I don't have any containers. So he tells her, go and find them from your neighbors, from the street. Just go find empty containers. And so she goes and she finds empty containers. And so she doesn't even question. She just is trusting, she's having faith that by gathering all these empty containers, she's going to be able to put all this olive oil together. And so so she came back to Elisha and she started pouring the leftovers from each empty container. And she kept pouring and pouring, and she realized this oil's not running out. They're empty containers. So where is this oil coming from, right? So then suddenly, eventually, she's like, okay, there's no more empty containers. I'm running out of containers, but she's not realizing this blessing of oil keeps pouring and pouring. There's always enough oil coming out of those empty containers. And then she gets to a point where she's like, oh shit, I have no more containers. What am I going to do? So then Elisha is like, hello, you have all this oil now. Like, this is where higher consciousness comes in. And it's like, now you're able to sell this amounts of oil. You're able to sell all this oil, and you can pay off your debt and go live debt free with your children and have abundance, and more than enough to provide for you and your children. So he's like, go be free. And so what that tells me is, like, God is a miracle worker, and he works through people. He works through us. Things will only manifest if we believe within us that they're going to manifest, and that God, the power of God, is behind it. So with that also, a lot of people are like, okay, Cindy, you're like a spiritual healer, guide, whatever. Like, we don't need you. But here's the thing, like, God in the Bible, throughout the Bible, he used vessels, he used people, he used things to be able to bring forth miracles. And so if you don't believe in magic, you don't believe in miracles, you will not manifest anything in your life. You will not manifest abundance. You will not be able to live, debt-free, in peace. So here's just something for you guys to think about. Use your vessels. Miracles will never run out. The oil of God, the power of the living God is within us. And as long as we use the right vessels, as long as we believe in our inner system, that things are going to work out, then they will work out. They will manifest to your advantage. It's only when we're like in fight or flight mode and we're living in fear and lack, and we radiate doubt and just like survival mode instinct, that's when our life, we won't see resurgence, we won't see any progress, we won't see miracles come forth, because we are blocking our blessings. We're not allowing God to step in and be able to do his magic, do the work. We're not allowing people in to help us. We're not using the vessels that are in front of us for God to be able to pour onto us, for God to be able to transpire and manifest his miracles through the vessels that he's giving us. So, yeah. If you have any questions, or if you want to book a one-on-one session with me, I am focused with my clients right now on the rewiring of their subconscious nervous system. And so it's such a fun thing to do with them, because for me, I still have to self-regulate. I still have to check myself. Like, am I acting out of my intuitive self, or am I acting out of my fight and flight mode, which I've reprogrammed entirely already. So, I am now, this is why I'm an intuitive life coach, because I'm able to help you activate your clairsenses, so that way you can be able to take control over your mind, body, and soul, and figure out whether your intuition is right about something, or is it just fear because of your survival mechanism? And so you have to be able to dictate the two. And when you activate your clairsenses and really being your highest intuitive self at a higher conscious level, higher conscious mind, then that's when you will see change and transformation in your life, because then you can make better decisions. You can escape the loop. You can not let toxic patterns, toxic trauma repeat themselves, because now your intuitions are activated, and it's not just your subconscious, your messed up subconscious repeating patterns, or having you self-sabotage because you're afraid of everything, and you just don't have God in your heart, people are they pray so hard with their head, and it's you're doing it wrong. It's God, you don't just pray to him in the sky, so forcibly. It's something that is just naturally lives in you, and you have to let it live with you 24/7. So yeah, there's just so much to what I want to share with you and help you with. Right now, I do have a lot of clients for the month of February, but in March, because I like to do 4 sessions at a time and then let them figure if they want to continue working with me. I want to say that by the 4th session, they have started to feel different about themselves. We'll see, because I just started, and if I'll have to extend sessions with them, if I'll have time for more, because I do have a full-time job already. But nonetheless, I want to hear more from you, from you, and on how you will be using your vessels, even if it's just something that you want to share with me. I would love to hear I would love to hear and be a part of your transformation.